The Metropolitan West Side Elevated opened in 1895, bringing L service to the west and northwest sides of Chicago. The main line of the Met, as it was informally called, would eventually run into Forest Park after many extensions. However, the line boasted branches to Douglas Park, Humboldt Park, Logan Square, and later Westchester, Illinois, with limited trips to 22nd and Manheim. Ridership was high given its extensive reach, and it was a very efficient service with a quad-tracked main line. The main line was the trunk of the system and led to substantial growth in the neighborhoods it served. Following FDR's New Deal, WPA projects began all over the country. The most notable projects in Chicago were the construction of the State Street and Milwaukee-Dearborn subways, which started in 1939. While the State Street subway opened during the Second World War, the Milwaukee-Dearborn would not open until 1951. This subway allowed for faster trips to and from Milwaukee Avenue and the Loop. Unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. In 1954, construction would begin on the Eisenhower Expressway, Interstate 290, the first urban highway in Chicago. It was planned that the Metropolitan would be replaced with a median-running transit line, the first of its kind in the United States. This, of course, would lead to the destruction of thousands of buildings, the reduction of 4 tracks to only 2, and the closure of many local stations which people relied on. On June 22, 1958, the line would fully open, and the original Metropolitan Main Line would be closed and soon demolished. It was around this time the line would be considered the Forest Park branch, and not the Congress branch. Following the many years of the Northwest Side being absent from reliable transit, the Logan Square L would be extended to Jefferson Park in 1970 and then to O'Hare Airport in 1984. This made train travel to a Chicago airport possible for the first time, and it was a much-needed connection. Similar to the Forest Park branch, the extension would exist in the median of the expressway. The stations at Logan Square and Belmont, however, were constructed in a short stretch of subway. Like all other L operations, the West-Northwest L would be formally changed to a color in 1993, and thus, the Blue Line as we know it today was born. Starting in 2006, the newly opened Pink Line would begin operation between Douglas Park and the Loop, with the Blue Line continuing to make the trip as well, but only during rush hours. By 2009, the Blue Line would end service to Douglas Park, and the Pink Line would run all trips. Beginning in late summer of 2023, the Forest Park branch would begin Part 1 of the first phase of a track rebuild for the whole West Side. The first portion to be rebuilt was between Illinois Medical District and Clinton stations. This section has reopened as of recording, but according to accounts, it is not much faster than before. Nice going, CTA. The Blue Line runs all different types of cars that the CTA uses, including the 2600, 3200, 5000, and the brand new 7000 series. It's the longest rapid transit line in Chicago and the second busiest in the system. Too bad the wait times have gone to hell.